Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you find yourself on the timeline. Today is Halloween, October 31st, 2025. So this synchronicity goes back to 2024 in March when, before I bought my house and everything. And I had woken up in the middle of the night, like 4 o'clock in the morning, by a loud bang, which resulted in a young girl who was drinking and driving and hit a guy. And so I was the first on the scene, at the scene, wondering what the heck is going on. And so I called the cops, but had already been called from another witness who actually seen it happen just a couple of lights away. So, long story short, I had gone to both the victim and the person who was drinking and driving, make sure everybody was okay. The young man looked like he was pinned into his vehicle and concussed. And it was raining outside. I remember it was really cold because it was in March, right? So I gave my statement, and it's impacted me because in today's day and age, we know better than to drink and drive. There's Uber, there's cabs, there's, call a sober friend. Don't go out and drink and drive, give your keys, take the bus. There's so many options. So it kind of shattered me a bit, I guess you could say. And so since then, I had done some roadside cleanup, cleaning cans, like beer cans on the side of the road close to where I live now. And I donated some of that money to Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. And this isn't the first time I've done roadside cleanup and donated money. And so, with that said, today and yesterday, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers kept popping into my thought process. And I have like an envelope for Mothers Against Drunk Drivers near my door, and it's in like a little doodad that holds all my envelopes, and because I want to redonate some money to them. And so just before I left for work, I noticed that Mothers Against Drunk Drivers envelope so I could send a donation. And I get to work and I deliver mail, and I had a couple of envelopes with Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. And so I'm like, okay, it's just so many signs leading up to the next part. And so after sorting in that piece of mail, I got a notification on my phone that I had an email. So I checked the email, and it was this lady asking me if it was the right person. She just happened to be the mother of that guy that got hit by that drunk driver, and just thanking me for my prayers, and kind of giving me an update on what happened. So the girl was charged, obviously, and she is found guilty of her crime of drinking and driving, causing bodily harm. And I guess there's been some damage because, he was pinned in his vehicle, and I kind of wondered how bad it was after I left and put prayers out there. So she thanked me for those prayers. So I responded to her, and I was pretty emotional about it, because number one, I've never had this sort of correspondence back, and it touched my heart, that it touched her heart, that I was, praying for her son. So, again, if you go out, like, just make sure that you get home, the right way. Don't hop behind the wheel and drink and drive. That's not cool, because this mother, she's a single, she's like, this is her only child, and she's really grateful that she could still hug her only son. And if it was only milliseconds later, it would have been his life. So just be safe out there, and be safe to others, and don't hop behind the wheel if you're drinking and driving. So I guess that's the message of this video. But it's just interesting that I got all these synchronistic signs with Mothers Against Drunk Drivers before seeing that I got this text from the mother of a victim of drinking and driving. So be safe out there, okay? Have yourself a good Halloween.